Hi everyone, this is Dr. Ambati Nageswara, Assistant Professor of Social Work, currently working at Gujarat National University, Gandhinagar. Welcome to Session 5, Hands-on Practice. Today we are going to discuss about different types of coding and different types of data analysis techniques in qualitative research using NVivo. In this particular session, I'll be talking mainly on thematic analysis, content analysis, sentiment analysis, and social media data analysis. In this particular session, I'll be talking about how to use NVivo, how to import various data files, interviews, focus group discussions, observations, how to create case classification and file classification, how to do coding part, manual coding and auto coding. We'll be creating various attributes, demographic files. And lastly, we are also going to discuss how one can use NVivo for analyzing qualitative data and presenting their research findings. Now let's go to our files. Just go ahead with our files that I have given you all. I have shared with you all. Just open NVivo. Okay, today we are doing with data analysis. Day 4. Data analysis is the title, project title. Those are working along with me, please just look into that. I hope my screen is visible. Next, I'm not clicking on auto save. I'm just giving the reminder for every 15 minutes once. Please send me the reminder, create a project. Okay. Anyone? Yes, no?
Yes, sir. We are able to.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Sir, we are here.
Everybody is in a relaxed mood, sir, today.
Relax mode. Okay.
And also joyfully learning your session.
Okay, thank you. So I'm just creating a folder. Name of the folder is data transcriptions. You can give you different titles, like for example, these are the interviews. I can give the title as interviews. So in order to give the folder, in order to create the folder, left side there is an option called files. Please keep your cursor on files. Right click on it. You'll get the option called create new folder. Just create new folder. I'm just giving the name as interviews. Okay. And if you are interested, you can also write down the description in case if you are working with a team, if you want to work in the collaboration, if you want your team members should know what this particular project is all about it. One can write brief description about what are the particular interviews are there. Click on OK. Now, you can see here, I have created a folder. The name of the folder is interviews. Just activate it. In order to activate this particular folder, just click on interviews. Now go to import. Yesterday and second day, I have mentioned there are 2 to 3 different ways one can import the files. One is a drag and drop. Second one is keeping your cursor in the middle of the window and importing items. Third option, go to import. Under import, we have files. So there are 3 different ways one can import the files. As today is the last day, I'm trying to give the overview, couple of points, what we discussed earlier also. Now, I just want to import the files. So I have given titles as R1, R2, R3. Okay, I'll tell you what are these particular files. So I'm just importing import files. Yes, click on import. Now we are having 3 data transcriptions. These are the 3 interviews. First, try to open what this particular data is all about it. I'm opening all the 3 files. R1, R2, R3. I'll talk about it why I have given R1, R2, R3 instead of giving Jaipur Rugs, Vishesh, and Gunj. I'll talk about it later on. Right now, try to understand what are these particular data transcriptions. As I mentioned, these are the interviews. As a part of my research work, I collected data from around 50 social enterprises. I also collected in-depth interviews. Right now, the data that I'm giving to you, these are the interviews that I have conducted with the people. Those are belongs to these particular organizations. Okay. Don't go by with the subject value. Means don't go with okay, why this is only 3 lines, 2 lines. Just for the sake of simplification, I just want to present entire data in one page. That is point number one. And you will understand that as it is one page, easily I can move from one data transcription to another data transcription. Okay. And moreover, as a researcher, I can't share my entire data with you all as it is primary data. Okay. Now coming to this interviews, as you can see that we have direct questions, we have it. I just want to know, being a social entrepreneur, what kind of work you are doing, what is your contribution, why you have started your social entrepreneurship, what are your goals and objectives, what inspired you to launch your venture, how you are addressing the various social problems, and what kind of social impact you have created. So these are the few questions I have listed here for you, okay, to understand the context. So if you are doing the thematic analysis, if you are working on thematic analysis, just look at it, what we have done. Familiarizing yourself with the data. Familiarizing yourself with the data means you are going to go through the entire data. You're going to go through the entire data. You start understanding what is there in this particular data set. Once we start familiarizing entire your data set, you start reading and every statement, every paragraph, and you come up with quotes like this. You come up with quotes like sense of self-worth, stability, comfortable. As I mentioned on day one, again, I'm repeating, the way I'm giving coding may not be the same as if Malati madam is going to do the same. It depends on her understanding, depends on her knowledge, her exposure, her way of thinking about it. But you say text is the same. Whether I am reading the text, whether she is reading the text, there can be some similarity. I'm not saying that 100% there is going to be change, but at least you can see some changes the way we are understanding. For example, here I'm thinking feeling. Somebody thinks that certain attitude problems, some perception problems. What I want to say here that the first stage and second stage, familiarizing yourself with the data, bringing different perspectives is next one is generating initial codes. Generating initial codes. Once you generate initial codes, you start looking for categories. Then you start looking for themes. Then theory you're going to develop it. Okay. Now just look at our data set right now. I'm sharing my screen. Just give me 1 minute. Now, what I'll do, I'll start looking at first each interview. We have already some questions, but still, under each question, there was paragraphs, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs were there. Text is as is an in-depth interview. What are the questions I have used? This is a just list to guide my research work. This is not a pre-designed tool. I have some set of questions to conduct the basic questions I have prepared it. But this particular interview may take 3 hours, 2 hours, or different settings. Depends on how, as a researcher, you are going to probe your respondent. Depends on how much you are ensure that the kind of comfortability your respondent is feeling it, right? So there are so many things one has to take care of it. Now, what we are going to do right now, we'll go through one by one. We'll start coding. Manual coding, we'll do it. Then we'll do later on auto coding part. Yesterday, by using PDF file, I was not able to do one of the function, manual coding. So that's the reason I have directly went to auto coding. So first, let's start with manual coding one by one. Now, look at this particular data set. What you have to do is, if you want to come up with the coding part, first thing, you need to activate the codes. Dear friends, you've gone through the entire text. You have got familiarized with the entire text. That is the first one. Second step, generating initial codes. In order to generate the initial codes, you need to activate the codes. Left side, under the coding, we have option called codes. Please click on codes. Means you are going to activate codes section. The moment you click on the code section, you can see that middle of the window, we have list view. This is space. The name of this particular space is nothing but list view. What you are seeing in the light blue color, this is a navigation window or navigation list. What you are seeing in the codes, this is a list view. What you are seeing in this particular Gunj, the entire text, that is a detailed view. Whatever you are seeing on the top, that is menu bar or ribbon bar, whatever you call it. So right now we have 4 different sections: navigation view, list view, detail view, ribbon bar. Okay. Now I have activated the codes. As there is a space here, I have activated the codes here. Now I'm just started reading it. What does your social enterprise do? Anshu Gupta established Gunj in 1999, providing a sustainable economic approach to addressing poverty and associated problems. I'm sure some of the scholars, those are coming from management, social entrepreneurship, social work, in general social science. Some of you might be knowing it. Gunj is an organization. Basically, it is providing clothes for the people. Those who can't able to afford to buy their own clothes. Not only clothes, even initially started with the clothes. Very inspiring study. If you can watch Mr. Shri Anshu Gupta TEDx talk or any other video, you'll get more inspired towards his activities. And he initially started with providing clothes. Later on, they entered into different products providing to the people. At the same time, they're also looking at the dignity of the beneficiaries. For example, some people like it if something is something is coming at free of cost, but some people don't like it. They also have their own dignity. So what they do, they'll take work from the people. In return, they will give certain goods, certain clothes, certain products. In return, they'll also work in rural areas like infrastructure developmental activities. So very inspiring case study. I suggest if you are interested, please go ahead with that. And here, they are addressing poverty and associated problems. So here, by reading this particular statement, what does your social enterprise do? Addressing poverty. I felt this is one important quote. This is one important quote. They're addressing poverty. Okay. Now, I can say that by looking at this particular statement, people can come up with different meanings here. For the sake of simplification, I'm just taking poverty as a one code. Okay. Poverty is a code for this particular statement I'm giving it. So in order to do that, there are 3 ways one can do the coding part, manual coding. Have selected the test. Please drag and drop here. Select the sentence that you want to give meaning. Select the sentence or paragraph that you want to give one particular word, one particular meaning to that. The moment you drag and keep in the code section, it will ask you to give the code name. Now here I'm giving code name. If you can think of new title in place of poverty, that is fine. Right now I'm just giving code as a poverty. Now you can see that I've taken one file that is Gunj, a reference, one paragraph, one particular statement, and name of the code is poverty. Now again, I am next reading it here. In rural areas, Gunj is repurposing the selfless act of donating clothes as a tool for development by prioritizing the recipient's dignity over the clothes. Means basically they're looking at self-esteem of self-identity or dignity of the beneficiary's point of view. So I'll take this particular statement as a dignity. I'll just give it as a code. Okay. What I will do, I'll have selected the text, just drag and keep it here, and it will ask you to give the title. I'm just giving the title as dignity. I'm giving the title as dignity. Okay. Now we have 2 codes. Now I'm going to second interview. Vishesh, I'm sure some of you might be knowing, they are working with a person with visual impact. Basically, they are doing, they're working, providing skill development and providing employment opportunities for the people. So here, skill development and employment opportunities they are providing for the persons with disabilities point of view. So I'll just read the entire text. Okay. And I'll say that employment opportunities. I'll read the entire text. I'll keep it as a part of employment opportunities. Employment opportunities or employment, whatever you think one can give it. Okay. This is code. Now, next one. Here, the Jaipur rugs, those are coming from Rajasthan. Some of you might be knowing it. They are working with the rural artisans. Still, many of the artisans are continuing their livelihood sources because people like Jaipur rugs, they are buying the products from the rural artisans, and these particular artisans are continuing their livelihood sources. Okay. Now, here, I'm just looking at it, reading this particular statement. By randomly, I'm choosing this particular statement. I'm giving some word. Livelihoods for the artisans. Now, till now, what we did earlier, we selected the text and we dragged and we gave the name. That is one way of doing it. Second one, select the text that you want to give the code. Keep your cursor on the text, right click over the text. You will see that list of options, code selection. Code selection. Now just click on code selection. Now you can see that new window. I'm going to give, it shows the existing codes. If I'm going to give same code, I can select that particular code. But here I'm going to give the new code. I'm going to create new code. So in that, you need to click on create new code. Name of the code is livelihoods for the artisans. Artisans livelihood. Don't mind if there are any spelling mistakes. Okay. Artisans livelihood. Livelihoods for artisans. Okay. Just click on. Now, right now, what you're doing, what you're seeing here, these are the parent code. I'll talk about what is the child code. What you're seeing right now, these are the parent code. I'll differentiate it. Okay. After giving the title, just click on code selection to new code. Now we have seen artisans. Okay. Now let's go back to next statement. We'll do a couple of questions, at least 2 questions will give the coding so that we can able to see how codes are coming, themes are coming. Okay. I'm just reading the second question. What are your goals and objectives? By utilizing underutilized urban material as a weapon to promote growth with dignity. So somewhere I felt this particular word is already coded. Okay. So equitable connection. I felt this is related to, wantedly, I'm just thinking, I want to repeat the code. So I just want to give again dignity as a code. Now I can do it in 2 ways. I can do it in 3 ways. First one is, please look at my cursor. I'm going to give the code as a dignity. It is already there with us. Look at here. Look at my cursor. We already had it already dignity. So I'm just going to keep this particular statement under the same code. So I can do it 2 manners. One is select this particular code, put it, and in dignity itself. Now you can see that there are 2 references. I'm just doing Control Z. If I do Control Z, it will take more time. Yeah. See here, I have selected the text. I'm just dragging and keeping an on dignity because it is a code is repetition. Now you can see that there are 2 references. Now I'll do the same way, same thing, but in different way. I've selected the text. I've selected this particular text. Right click on it. There is option called code to recent codes. There is option called code to recent codes. So if it is, we are looking at it, okay, artisans, employment opportunities, dignity is already there. So what I will do, just simply, I'll select it. Code to recent codes. As it is a repetition, I'm just simply selecting code dignity. Now you can see that there is a change. Okay. Now, next one. Go to second interview. Now, what I will do it here, I'm going to create a child code. Right now, what you're seeing here, these are all parent code. By doing it, one can understand what is parent code, what is child code. For example, V-Shapes aims to increase the underprivileged access to income, employment, prospectus because of their socio-economic status, handicap, and lack of living in metropolis, creating an accessible workplace for POMs. Though context is not suiting, but still I'm thinking that it is related to persons with disability employment opportunities. So I want to keep within employment, you are providing, we have three different cases. One case dealing with artisans, another case dealing with persons with disabilities, another case looking at the dignity of the people who can't able to afford to take care of their own needs. Now, what I will do, I want to keep this particular code, persons with disabilities under employment. Under employment. I hope you are able to see here. These are the themes. And we also, under each theme, we have certain subcategories or sub-themes we have. Similarly, if you look at my PPT, we have certain codes. These particular codes are coming under category point of view. Let's take, for example, we have themes. Under each theme, we have sub-themes. You know, I can't explain A to Z, but I'm trying to give the help of the various existing research articles. Once you start familiarizing yourself with the data, as you're reading the raw data, and you're coming with certain codes, but you're not taking 227 codes. Out of 227 codes, you are coming with certain themes. You have generated 88. Within that, once we start reading it again, we start coming with sub-themes. At the end of the day, you have come up with 6 main importance codes, or I can say the themes. Based on that, you have generated your theory out of it. Okay, just go back to our NVivo. Now, here I want to put it as a persons with disability. Okay, just right click on it. Just right click on it. There is an option called code selection. Earlier we have done it, same process, code selection. But this time it is not new code. It is not a new code. It's a new code, but it is not parent code. It is going to be, I want to create code under employment opportunities. I want to create code under employment opportunities. So what I will do, I'll select the employment opportunities. I'll select the employment opportunities. Now, if I simply select it, it will take it as a repetition. But I want to give the new code as a child code. Like here, select the child code. As you can see that right now, after selecting the employment code, employment opportunities code, right now I have activated employment options code. Child code is activated. If you want to create subcategory under employment opportunities, you have to write title. You have to click on child code. Now here, subcategories, persons with disabilities. Persons with disabilities. Code, selection to new code. Now just look at here. Just look at here. There is plus button. I'm just clicking on the plus button. I hope you are able to see that. Right? Yeah. Under employment, we have person with disability. For example, even I can take rural artisans as a code. What I can do it, I can bring it to here. I'm just dragging and keeping under employment opportunities. It will take some time. Okay, within that persons with disability. I don't want to create under within that person with disability. I want to create under select it artisans, drag and drop under employment. How we are going to select that is very important. How we are going to drag it, that is you have to practice it. Okay, if you want to make change manually. Otherwise, what you can do, simply can delete artisans and can create new code, new subcode, child code. I'll do it right now if it is not working. Look at, please friends, look at here. We have employment opportunities. Under that, we have employment opportunities for the person with disabilities and the livelihood opportunities for the artisans. Okay, we can have a number of subcodes like this. like the way I have shown you here. We have so many codes. Within that, can have subcategories also. Similarly, the paper that I have shown you here, I'm keep shifting from one slide to another slide. Similar way, one can do it. You can also create themes. Within under themes, you can have sub themes, subcodes like that. One can create it. Okay. Yeah. Next. Now, let's go with 2-3 more codes. Then we'll stop it. I'm going with the next interview. Next one, we're dealing with social innovators, career perspectives. Must be doing societal social problems. They're addressing social problems like healthcare, education, employment, artisans. They're addressing socio-economic problems. So I'll create it as a new code. Just imagine that if I want to repeat it, there is one more option. As you can see here at the bottom, we have one more option. If you look at my cursor, if I click here, it will show the existing codes. In case code is repeating, if his code is already existing, I can select that particular code. For example, right now I'm talking about socio-economic problems. Right now we have poverty is there, but we don't have socio-economic problems here. So I'll create it as a new code. But in case if it is related to poverty, related to employment, I'll just simply select it and it will be like a repetition. You will get it under poverty as a, for example, let me select it, poverty. Look at list view codes. We have selected text. I'm selecting this particular text. Okay. I'm selecting this particular text and going to codes as a poverty. Just enter it. Now you can see that there are two codes. After selecting the poverty, just click on enter. Just enter the button. You will see that there are two codes for there in poverty. Lastly, I'll repeat once again, Vivo code. And is it required for Vivo coding? Let's take, for example, I'm talking about rehabilitation. Just keep your cursor. There's an option called code in Vivo. Code in Vivo. Now here I don't need to use the title. It will go directly to the coding part. As you can see here, rehabilitation is the code. But while reading the references, while reading the text related to rehabilitation, I want to understand the context. So in order to understand the context, just select that particular word, just right click. There is an option called spread coding. If you want to see narrow text, it will give 5 words before the text, 5 words before the rehabilitation, 5 words after the rehabilitation. If you are going with a broad context, it will give the entire paragraph. Let's take, for example, broad context. It is giving the particular entire paragraph surrounding the particular line. This is broad context. Control Z. I've done, I just press Control Z, so it will take us back again. See, look at here, rehabilitation, 5 words before the rehabilitation, 5 words before the rehabilitation. Got it. Okay. So this is all about the Vivo coding part. Next, we are going directly with the auto coding. I hope you understood how to do it manual coding part. I have explained drag and drop, parent coding, child coding, Vivo coding, and spread coding. Okay, so these are the different options one can use as a part of coding part. Now, just go to files. Interviews. What I'll do, just I'll select all the files. So that we are going to activate auto code. If you select the files, it will activate auto code. Auto code will be in home page. If you click on home menu bar, you can able to see auto code and the rest of the codes are activated. Okay, just click on auto code. I'll do both sentiment as well as identify themes. Just click on identify themes. Go to next. Go to next. And yesterday we have done it while doing the review of literature part. Still, you can check it whether you want to delete any of the codes themes. For example, I'm looking at it here. Issue, there are four times mentioned. So just let me check it. What are the issues? Social issue, social distribution issues, we have it. So just click on plus button. You can able to identify certain codes. Issue is the theme, and within that we have social issue, social distribution issue, we have it. Okay. If your auto code is not working, I can't help it, madam. Actually, process is the same. For everyone, it is working. In your case, there is some issue. Please check it out. Social venture, we have it. So if you want to delete, for example, I don't want to delete wool. Just unclick it. I'm unclicking on wool. Okay, just unclick and go to means you are not selecting the particular theme or code as a part of your work. Just click on next. Code sentences. How you want to code it? Code sentences. Next. And where you want to place it? I want to place it in auto-coded themes. So just activate it. Then click on finish. Click on finish. Now we are going to see hierarchy chart. It is going to present the entire data after completing auto coding. Means within a fraction of seconds, whether it is 3 interviews, 10 interviews, 100 interviews, it will create chart are also present in the form of themes and sub themes. We have it. Okay. Just look at it here. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So right now we are seeing sunburst. Yesterday also we discussed as a part of doing literature review. What are we seeing in middle of the circle, inner circle? These are the themes. What are we seeing in the outer circle? That is second circle. These are the sub themes we have it. Okay. You can also see hierarchy chart, and just like literature review part, dark color, light color. If you want to go to this particular place, if you want to understand what is inclusion, all the content related to inclusion in all the 3 interviews, if you want to see in one particular place, what you can do, just right click here and go to view references. Just go to view references. Now, as you are going to analyze the data, there are 3 statements where we got a couple of statements. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy it in a Word document. And I'll start, for example, imagine that around 5 to 10 pages I got it. All the themes related to inclusion. So I'll start reading again. I start understanding the context, similarities. I start identifying within that again. For example, one of our colleagues was asking about, other than auto coding, can we do it manually also after the doing auto coding? Yes, because you are the person going to use your analytical skills, your understanding, what is important for you, what are the insights are coming. Okay. So once we start copying it and putting on a Word document, again start reading it, means it is facilitating to bring different from all the interviews related to different concepts in a particular place. Now, as a researcher, you are going to use it, start looking at the data, and start to identify from where this particular context is coming more out of it. Okay. So, for example, there are 2 texts that I have selected it. For example, there are 2 things are coming. From where it is coming? This is coming from R2 and R3 file. So something is not coming from R1 file. Okay. This is how one can able to do that. So we have discussed about yesterday the percentages wise also. Okay. Percentages wise we have discussed about it, row percentage, column percentage. One can do it to transpose. Now I just want to discuss few more aspects like project maps. Project map, concept map, mind map. We have certain maps are available. Go to explore. If you look at here, we have a couple of maps are available. Just keep your cursor here. You can able to see project map, mind map, concept map. Now this particular option one can use at the time of designing your research proposal at the initial stages of your research work. You can use any of this particular project map during the stage of or during the progressing stage or before completing your final report. In different stages, one can use project map, mind map, concept map. Basically, mind map means brainstorming certain ideas. You're trying to understand how ideas are emerging. Like, for example, if you're looking at root cause of the problems, what are the consequences of the problem? So you start connecting the dots, right? You start connecting some of the important concepts. Similarly, concept map. While you're developing, for example, you got so many codes. In the previous example, that particular researcher got around 228 codes. Out of that, they have generated 80 themes. Again, they have sub themes. So you start looking at concepts, how you are developing the concepts. And one thing is that once we develop the concept, our mind map, project map, you time to time take that particular pictures. You try to understand, okay, today I got this image. This is what I got progress. And you can compare after 6 months so how we are progressing on it. You know, if you start keeping these particular photographs, these particular charts, and you can able to compare yourself, how you are able to progressing, how you are progressing, what kind of changes happening in your mind when it comes to in the process of your research journey. Let's start with mind map. We are going to give the title. I'm giving title mind map. Title itself as a mind map. Click on OK. Now here we have sibling idea, child idea, floating idea. Right now, as you're seeing this particular circle at the outside of the circle, it means it is activated. Right now it is activated. Now it is not activated. Now in order to add any of the ideas, whether if you want to add any of the ideas to this particular parent code, this is the parent code, you need to activate it. Just select in middle of the portion, just click anywhere in the middle of the circle and it will be activated. Now here I need to give the title. I'll give title as survival of social enterprises or success of social enterprises, whatever you feel. Survival of social enterprises. Okay, I have given the title. Now I want to add, like for example, any organization can survive based on the internal factors, external factors, right? Now, for example, if you talk about internal factors, I'm just going to put it like, what are the internal factors will come? Internal factors.
It can be policy.
It can be policy.
Strategy.
Policy. Okay. Next we have
Management.
work culture. Okay. Management, like leadership style. Okay. Then strategy.
Leadership.
Basically work culture, I can say that culture of the organization, right? Leadership, we have it. So many things, once you start developing concepts, it will come to that. Now, external factors, I want to add it. So just what I'll do, I'll just select it again here. I'll click on here. External factors. When I talk about external factors,
Loss.
loss depends on, is it changes in demography, changes in advancement of technology, changes in competition, the surrounding competition. There are so many factors, right? So you keep adding, like for example, for the sake of example, I'll adding like
Government.
ICT, government, changes in governance, right? Changes in government also.
Stakeholders. Partnership.
Partnership. Okay, just we have it. Then I also want to have few more options. Okay, so you start developing based on your interest area. When you can do that. Okay. Now there is one more concept: floating area. Floating ideas means which is not connected to this particular aspect. I'll select. I activated the survival of social enterprise. Select floating idea, which is not connected right now at this particular moment, but something as a part of my data collection, it is there in my data collection process. Later on, overall, after completion of the entire, understand the entire data, I'll see how I'm going to connect it. Of course, resilience, I cannot keep it. Like
Risk. Disaster.
just as a part of external. For timing, imagine that I'm keeping it as a part of outside.
Okay.
Okay, as a part of outside, I'm just keeping it. Okay. So which is not connected right now here. Now, after designing this particular map, I can make certain changes here. Okay. If I don't like this particular graph, I can make it like this. I can do this one. I can go ahead with there are mind map. We have three options are available: right, left, right, down.
Sir, we can use these maps in our research paper also. We can embed it to copy
Yes,
or
madam.
paste.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Even now, at the time of writing literature review, at the time of writing introduction, how concepts are evolved, But if you want to do it in PowerPoint, present- of course, there are so many other things. If you want to do it Word document, one by one, it will take a lot of time, right? But here, you can easily fix it one side to another side. You can see whether is look-wise is good or not. You can also maximize it. If you want to make it big thing, if you want to see in big screen, there is as you can see here, unduck. If you click on this particular unduck, it will activate as a big screen. I can maximize it. If I want to export this particular graph in my report or my paper, there are two options. One is just right click on it, export map. Export map. You just can type title wherever you want to save it. If you want to save it on desktop, just click on it. It will present in the form of JPG format. Just if you want to come out of it, just click on duck. Come back. So this is how one can able to create a mind map. Next, we are going to concept map. Then let's select all the files. As a part of concept map, I'm just giving the title as concept map, or you can give title as per your choice. Now, here, what you're going to do that as a researcher, we have a lot of concepts. We have it. For example, I'm going to auto codes. We have in the codes, we have auto coded themes. We have it. Please look at my cursor. Please look at my cursor. Now I want to present this particular data as a concept map in my research work, as a part of findings, as a part of data analysis or research review of literature part. Now, under in NVivo, under the concept map, we have a list of shapes are available. Based on your creativity, based on your understanding the text that you have it, one can use these particular shapes to connect it, to present in a more decorative way, or to present more with the help of images. How each person will take particular image, particular shape, that is person to person differs. Okay, it's all about how we are going to justify, how we are going to explain the particular concept map. Right. For example, for the sake of example to show you, I'm taking there are social ventures. There are social ventures, and what I do, I just drag it. I'll select one particular social venture. I'll select particular themes, drag and drop here. Drag and drop in detailed view. I just selected the particular cons themes. I kept drag and drop here. Okay. Now, similarly, I'm also selecting once we activate it. If you click here, it will be activated. These are all activated. I'm trying to connect it with the help of connectors. As you can see here, connector is here. Okay. Then I'll do this place. I'll also connect with this also. Then I'll select few more concepts. I'll select it. I'm not going by subject value. I'm just showing technical aspect. Okay. I'm selecting the certain concepts, drag and drop here. And with the help of the connector, you can connect with the concepts. Okay. How they are connected, what concept is connected. You can look at it here. Okay. How they are connected to the concepts. It's all, you have to spend a lot of time to see the interlinks between one place. And I'm also selecting a person. I'll keep it here. And pointer towards that. I can change however I want it. In case if you want doing some changes, I'll make it undeck. I can see this, how it is coming up. So as a researcher, you're going to connect these couple of points. Next one we have with us, just go to auto-coded themes. Files we have, this time I'm going to create some demographic profiles. I'm going to create a demography profiles as a part of this particular work. Okay. Now, to create the demographic profile, for example, earlier I was saying that why I have given name R1 instead of Gunj, instead of Vishesh, instead of writing the title of the organization. Now, if you look at my profile in this particular page that I have given you all data set, we have demographic profile of the respondents. We have demographic profile of the respondents. Social entrepreneurship profiles. Like Gunj, Vishesh, Jaipur Rex, okay, name of the social enterprise, founder of the organization, year of establishment, type of the business model. If somebody interested, what is the legal entity, taxation, depends on the work, number of employees, whatever you have. For example, link to sustainable development, what kind of contribution towards which goal they are achieving it through the organization body. So I can do it two ways. One is I can directly import this particular Excel sheet. One thing is I can directly import this particular Excel sheet in my NVivo. Like for example, go to files. If I click on import, we have classification, we have it, a species file, I can import it. I can import classification. Yesterday, somebody asking one of our colleague, what is the difference between the file classification, case classification? Now, if you want to import classification sheets, let's say, for example, import classification sheet. From where you want to import it? I want to import from deport. Next. Here, you are going to keep it as a case classification. We are going to assign some attributes. We are going to assign some attributes to the cases. That is the three respondents, three case studies we have it. Case 1, case 2, case 3, like R1, R2, R3. We have three case studies. And I'm going to assign some attributes to them. Right now, I'm showing one way of doing how to assign attributes. Okay. In place of file classification, please select case classification. Please select case classification. Click on next. Here, just click on names. It was showing hierarchical names. Just click on names. By default, it always shows hierarchy names. You need to make it change. You have to ensure you have selected as names. Okay. Then next. You're not going to make any changes here. Then finish. Now you can see that we have added attributes. We have added attributes to the data that we have done it. Okay. I can make changes. I can add. Okay. For example, if you have more than 5, you can keep on. Once, for example, in spaces, we used to give the coding. 1 for male, 2 for female. And if you have 100 respondents, 200 responses, we're going to repeat same coding set. Similarly, we have some coding part. Okay. And you can keep changing the names. So this is one of the most simplest way of adding attributes. Okay. I hope it is clear to all. I'll show you the second way. Okay. Thank you. Just click on Control Z. Okay. I'll directly go into cases. There is concept because I want to add case classification. I can go, this is another way, just go to case classification. Just right click here, select the case classification, right click here. There's option called new case, new classification. There's option called new classification. Here I'm giving title as socio-demographic profile, or whatever, for example, organization profile of the organizations, whatever you feel. Okay. Socio-demographic file. Okay. This is a new case classification I'm creating it. After giving title, click on OK. After giving title, click on OK. Now you can see that our socio-demographic profile case classification is added. Our case classification, the new case classification is socio-demographic profile is added. Now what I'm going to do is just right click here. Just right click here. Click on new attribute. Click on new attribute. Now I want to add gender. Just like any other SPSS Excel sheet, as you can see that I just have variable gender. But the gender is a text variable. Okay, so gender is a text variable, we have it. So values I'm going to add. Go to values. There's an option called add. Just select it. Here I'm typing male. Here I'm typing male. And I have one more coding, that is female. Again, click on add. This is an option called female. Okay. Then click on add. Okay. 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 I think I added extra one. Now, as I have added extra, I'm just going to remove it. Now, after giving male, female, click on OK. Now, my attribute, name of the attribute is gender. Is that added it. Now, again, I'm going to create one more. Let's, for the sake of showing you example, one more. Name of the founder. Name of the founder. Name of the founder. Now, text, there is also text. Click on OK. Next, I can clear this time year of establishment. Right click, new attribute, year of establishment. I'm taking this time new variable. Now, year of establishment is not a text. I'm going to enter like when this particular social enterprise was established. So what I will do, I take integer. In place of text, I'm going to take integer as a type of the variable. Okay. Click on go to, if you want to give any options like number of options like particular category 1995 to 2000, 2001, 2004, you can give it. Otherwise, simply can click on OK. It will be added here. Okay. Now, I just want to know whether this particular case classification are connected to my cases or not. Okay. Just double click here. Now you can see the right side. It is showing gender, name of the founder, year of establishment. They have, but it's not connected to the particular cases that have it. Go to interviews, select the files. After completing the attributes that you want to enter it, gender, name of the founder, year of establishment, just go to the particular specific files. Right? We have R1, R2, R3. These are the interviews transcriptions we have. Select the particular files. Just right click on it. You'll find option called create as cases. Just select create as cases. Now it will show create as cases. What are the cases? I want to connect these particular cases to socio-demographic profile. I'll repeat the statement again. Click on OK. Now you can see that it is connected here. Now we start assigning the task. Okay, R1. Who is the founder, male or female? Okay, you can see that. We can see it depends on the responses that you have it. One can start assigning male, female, name of the founder. As we haven't given any names, it's not showing it. But if you give the names, variables, it will show you list of options that you have entered it. So this is one way of doing it, but most simplest way of connecting the is that just go to import. There is an option called case classification. There is the most simplest one. But only one thing is that if you have names like this R1, R2, R3, And in Excel sheet also, if you have names like R1, R2, there won't be any change. For example, myself, I'm typing V Shesh, V space Shesh I'm writing. Somebody will write it V hyphen Shesh they'll write. But if it is R1, R2, R3, there is easy to, that identity ID number will be the same. So it will be easy connected. Easily one can able to connect it. So this is how one can able to do it, case classification. Now, lastly, when it comes to file classification, for example, if you are importing bibliography yesterday as a part of review of literature, we have imagine that you are importing some literature review. Here it will show references like author name, year of establishment, okay, type of the article, blah blah blah. Everything it will show. File classification means it's related to that particular file. If you want to add any particular classification, it will show it. Now the difference here is that file classification will use for bibliography, name of the author, title, publication, journal name, book name, whatever you have it. Okay, index number, whatever you have. When it comes to case classification, it is related to persons, it's related to organizations, it's related to attributes of your respondents that if you want to add it. Okay, so there is a difference between case classification and file classifications. Now we are going to do it sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis. New project. I'm importing the file. I'll show you what is the data. For example, by the time it will start working on it. Malti ma'am, do you want to buy any product in the next 1 or 2 days as a part of your household work organization point of view? Like TV, fridge, washing machines?
Maybe a mixer?
Mixer, okay.
Yes.
So you prefer Flipkart or Amazon?
I prefer Amazon.
Amazon, okay. Good. And we have mixer, right? You were saying?
Yes.
Okay. Now there are so many products are available in the Amazon, right? But madam can't buy blindly, so she'll go through various products, their features, and excluding, in addition to the price, she also wanted to understand what people are thinking about this particular product. She want to go through various reviews, certain feedbacks, right? So you'll find a lot of pictures, and you'll also find some reviews from all over India, from all over the world. You'll find it, okay? And it depends on the product. You'll find 10 pages, 100 pages reviews.
Correct.
But within a glance, one glance, you want to understand what are the positive aspects, negative aspect, what is a mixed response, right? If something is positive, what is the positive with regard to customer care, with regard to product, service, delivery, demo, number of aspects. I'm not going to show you, but if I want to go through, I can't spend hours. Yeah, right. So I just want to get it within by just one glance. I want to understand what it is all about. So there will be here. If you look at it here, we have 10,341 reviews. If madam want to go through each and every review, she has to spend minimum 1 day, at least half day, to get overview of what is this all about. Now, what I'm going to do is, imagine that I want to buy the product LG TV, okay, and I copied all these reviews in a Word document. I'm going to import that particular document in NVivo, okay, import, okay, and this is the file we have it. Okay, it's around 20 pages, 15 pages file we have it. Okay, now select the particular file. Like how we have done coding, there is an option called sentiment analysis. Identify themes, identify sentiments. We also have one more sentiment, but you see that. Just go to quotes. For example, somebody is asking, sir, if I can select one file, that's fine. Yes, just I selected one file. Just right click on it. There's an option called auto quote. If you have 2 files, you can select 2 files. If you have 100 files, you can select all the 100 files. Either you can use this particular auto quote or you can use this particular auto quote. Identify sentiments. Next. Finish. We got 7 quotes, 180 references. Yeah, as you can see that we got the picture. We have neutral response, positive response, negative response, mixed response. Now, first, madam, we will look at what are the positive responses. So, in order to understand it, just select the positive, just right click, go to references. After selecting the particular file, just go to auto cursor. Just click on auto code and go by next. You'll get all the options here. Okay. So by looking at this, 5 out of 5, beautiful pictures, quality, reviewed, style, name, helpful. So you are trying to understand what are the positive aspects in one particular place. Everything gathered in one particular place. And if you want to get further understanding, further context, you can go to particular reference from where you got it. From where you got this particular reference. So it will take you to particular entire context, who has given, what was the name of the particular person, everything will get it. Okay. So this is how one can able to get an entire data set, whether it's positive sentiments, negative sentiments. Let's take, for example, as a part of sentiment analysis, I have shared with you a couple of papers. We have word cloud. Actually, we have done word cloud. We have this word tree also we have done. They have presented the data, word cloud data. And positive, negative, we are taking the percentage. You can able to get the percentage of this particular word, number of percentages based on the references that you got it. These are simple data within a fraction of seconds. Once you've done it, you have to analyze that like this. For example, out of 1,500 comments or reviews, 603 have been coded as very negative. 783 are moderately negative, moderately positive. So there are so many publications are there which are accepting this kind of journal, this kind of papers, articles. And for that, you don't need to go to any fieldwork. You don't need to spend 6 months, 8 months as a part of data collection. For example, even if you want to analyze the policies, whether it's a disability policy, whether any policy, you take the policies and you can see what are the positive aspect, negative aspect. Depends on the context, depends on your research objectives. Yesterday we have done this one cluster analysis also. Right? One can use it. There are a number of papers that I have shared with you. Please go through the particular papers. How to do it, social media analysis. Now type nCapture for Chrome.
Yeah.
Okay. Just come to second option. Installing nCapture for Chrome. Okay. Just click on installing nCapture for Chrome. Okay. Now just scroll your cursor. You can see that install nCapture for Chrome. Go to nCapture for Chrome. Just click on go to nCapture for Chrome. Add to Chrome. As I have removed nCapture in my system, now it is showing just like you, add to Chrome. I'm just clicking on it, add to Chrome. Now you will get this particular option, add nCapture. It can read, change all your data on all your websites. Whatever the website you are opening it will read, it can change it. I'll tell you what it is. Just click on add extension. You got some notice, add nCapture, yes, click on add extension. Now, if you look at my cursor here, nCapture has been added to Chrome. Now, just click on this particular nCapture, right click, just right click. There's an option called pin. I'm going to keep this particular nCapture as a pin in my menu bar, this particular task, what you call technically taskbar. Now it shows here, as you can see here,
Yeah.
the nCapture added in my extension, I also pinned it. Means it is shortcut, pinning, means I can easily access it. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to open my LinkedIn profile. I'm just opening my LinkedIn profile. I'll go to some comments. Okay, there are a couple of comments. This is regarding economics impact. I want to capture this particular comments. Okay, you can go to my profile. I'll just go to my profile here. I want to see, are there any comments? So this is the session I have delivered recently. I just want to know what are the comments are there for every picture that I have it. Okay. If there are any comments, I can see the comments. Thank you. This is one. How to choose the chart, how to choose the statistical test. Okay. Just imagine that this particular screen, this particular comments on this particular profile, I want to scrap this particular data. Go to particular website, which website you want to scrap data. as you already pinned encapture here, as you have done encapture, just click on here. If you're doing for the first time, it will, in a particular activity, particular day, it will ask you to accept the encapture license agreement. What I did, I want to capture this particular page. Okay, I want to capture this particular page. Just click on encapture. It is asking accept the license agreement. The moment I click on the accept the license agreement, it will show two options. Whether you want to capture web page as a PDF, you want to see this particular entire web page as a PDF, or you want to take it to article. You want to capture it as an article. We'll see both how it is coming up. Okay. Right now I'm selecting the web page as a PDF. After selecting whichever option you want to, just click on capture. Now I can see the status bar. Right now it is downloaded. I'm keeping it on desktop. If you look at the encapture extension file, NVCX file, extension of the file, NVCX file, okay, I have downloaded. This time, what I will do, I'll download as an article. We'll see the difference, how it is coming. So it will come as an article, capture it. So again, I'll put it here. We have captured it, okay. This time, what I will do, I'll go with the Wikipedia. Wikipedia social entrepreneurship. I want to capture this entire article, okay. So just once you open the particular page that you want to capture it, whether it is a Twitter, whether it is a LinkedIn profile, whether it is a Wikipedia, just click on it. So this particular entire article will come here, article as a PDF, capture it. And it will take some time. You can see, yes, you got it. Now, one more, I'll show you Twitter. Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He must be having so many fan clubs. Just want to know what people are talking about Mahendra Singh Dhoni and who other people are commenting, what kind of comments are coming up. Okay. So I can scrap the entire data from his page, profile, from this particular profile. So I have just opened the profile of the particular person, particular individual person, a particular organization. Okay. Now I'll just click on and capture. Just click on and capture. It is asking tweets as dataset, that is including retweet tweets, retweet posts, retweet tweets. Okay. Second option, tweets as a dataset, only datasets, not retweets. Third option is take it as a particular page as a PDF file. Now though we can't do it, we can't get the success, but still I will show you the procedure. I'm selecting tweets as a dataset, capture it. Authorize app. And go to progress window. As you can see here, please look at please read here. An error occurred while encapture was retrieving data. So you can't able to capture it. You can't able to capture this data. One more option. I'm just going to data YouTube. Okay, I'm just opening one of the file. This is how much? 20 minutes. This is 7 minutes. What you can do for the first time, if you want to practice it after the session, select a small video. Select a small video. And if you think this particular Twitter is having so many comments, and if you want to read just like sentiment analysis, Twitter analysis, okay, one can able to okay. Now I just want to copy all the comments. I want to scrap all the comments here. Okay, there are a couple of comments. I want to take all the comments in a particular Word document. I want to capture it. So I have opened YouTube. I have opened the particular video and go to encapture. Whether you want to capture video, whether you want to capture video on comments, whether you want to capture this particular page as a PDF. Okay. If you do it, it will take a lot of time. Even 1 minute video also, it will take at least 30 seconds, 30 minutes, 40 minutes also. So right now, I'm not showing it, but this is the way one can able to select whichever you want it. And if you click on encapture, it will take some time, but it will bring all the comments are there, whether 1,000 comments, 200,000 comments. It will scrap the data and it will give you a particular page. Now let's go to NVivo. Now we have downloaded a couple of data sets, right? By using encapture, with the help of social media, we have downloaded some material. Now, if I want to import encapture data, we have to go to import. There is an option called encapture. You cannot simply import files data. If you want to import the files, what are the scrap the data by using encapture, we have to click on encapture. Best part is that if you go to particular destination, for example, it's showing right now desktops. But if I go to desktop, because I have copied of my files in desktop, by default, it will identify, automatically, it will identify the files. Let's take, for example, desktop. It shows the files. I haven't selected any files. I just went to desktop, but by default, it will capture it, all the files. Now, whether you want to know, if you want to, for example, I want to see this particular Wikipedia, what it is, how much it is captured, how it is captured. I want to see that. In order to import the files of encapture, you have to use encapture only. Not general files option, it won't work. Okay. So we have imported the social entrepreneurship Wikipedia page by using encapture. So this is the entire article. I was able to get it. In case we are able to scrap the data from the Twitter, okay, you can able to get a lot of tweets, entire everything in one particular page. One can able to do that. Yeah. Any more questions do we have?
Can I just ask then?
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Please. Thank you. I enjoyed today's session very much. I learned a lot today. And I now know how I'm going to purchase things from Amazon from now on. I've learned something new. My question is, are you familiar with Max QDA? Because I'm running through a decision now, which one I should get. And I'm interested to know what is it that NVivo can do that what would you say are the main differences, number one, apart from the price, which I know that is quite different, but can you explain to me what is it about NVivo that makes it so special that I would want to use it?
When it comes to NVivo, I haven't used much Max QDA, okay? But it is also considered one of the popular method, Max QDA, even for qualitative as well as mixed method research point of view. Okay, we have auto transcription is there and collaboration works. We have it. I'm sure it must be there even as a part of Max QDA as well. And only one thing I can tell you, I don't know whether I can justify your question, but for example, if you already have Max QDA data project, one can open in NVivo project, or you can convert NVivo project into Max QDA project.
Wow.
That merging project is also options there. But only one thing is that the people those are using NVivo 12 version, whether it's whatever the version we have, 12 or not even 13, 12th version, they cannot open the version 14th project. But the person who is using version 14th project, they can open the version 12. One more important point, the people those are using Mac, it is not compulsory that they have to download Mac version. They can download Windows version also. But the people those are using Windows, they cannot download Mac version. I'm just repeating again. The people those are having Mac version, they can use either Mac or Windows. Windows version is having more features than Mac features. So in that case, you can download the Mac version because technically I don't want to do any suggestions on it. So that's the reason I haven't committed anything. But this option is there with you. So in case if you want to try, those are using Mac, if you want to use Windows version, just like what we have done so far, okay, you can also do it in the same manner. Okay, these are the two things one can do that. Windows
Thank you very much.
Windows version is having more features than Mac features.
In the meantime, I know that it's a weekend, and on behalf of all the participants, can I take just a minute?
Please,
everyone?
madam, please.
As a professional trainer and researcher, Doctor, really, we appreciate your patience and preliminary work. Though it looks like 2 hours of orientation, we know that you would have had at least 5 times more than that preparatory work. It's not easy to bring a technical session into online, that too for 2 hours. It is amazing. It was very, very insightful, and it was useful, and very happy to see as a sociologist that how the social science is becoming more into a techno savvy, and how technology is helping us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words.
insights.
I hope I have justified to all of you some extent whatever may possible. And being a person with so much experience, your comments are very encouraging for me. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Sir,
Thank you.
thank
Bye
you, ma'am.
everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.